Welcome to Hypercar Global, the channel that focuses on Tesla, electric vehicles, the Cybertruck and Elon Musk. Today we take a look at the people who exploit the self-driving capabilities of the Tesla. Before we get into the video, please subscribe if you are new, and if you enjoy the video please leave a like. Tesla Autopilot abuser released from jail, buys new Tesla, rides in backseat again. The Tesla Autopilot abuser arrested earlier this week for reckless driving after riding in the backseat of his electric car while operating on autopilot is out of jail. Now, he is in a new Model 3 and riding around in the backseat once again after claiming that he's so rich, he can buy a new Tesla every time the police arrest and release him from jail. "I'm rich as, expletive. I'm very rich," 25-year-old Parma Sharma said to San Francisco's KTVU on Wednesday. "I'll just get a new Tesla every time. I have unlimited money to blow on Teslas. If you take my Tesla away, I will get another Tesla." Sharma was arrested on Monday after a video of him riding in his all-electric Tesla in the backseat on Interstate 80 surfaced online. It was his second arrest in 2 months. After his arrest on Monday, Sharma was charged with 2 counts of reckless driving and disobeying a police officer. He was subsequently released, and legal analysts believe that the judge will warn him of further consequences if his actions persist. What I think you'll see is his first court date is the judge give him a very stern warning and say, "You are not to drive unless you're in the driver's seat of your vehicle. And if you do, we're gonna put you back in jail," Stephen Clark, a Santa Clara County-based legal analyst, told KTVU. Sharma isn't bothered because he says every time he's arrested and released, he'll just buy a new car. The risks of driving a Tesla on autopilot without actually operating the vehicle are tremendous and provide numerous issues for various people. First, the operator of the car is misusing autopilot. Tesla does not have a Level 5 autonomous driving program, nor has it ever claimed that its vehicles could be driven without supervision from the driver. To this day, the company's website still indicates that drivers must remain attentive and keep their hands on the steering wheel at all times. The company's Autopilot frequently asked questions page states. Yes. Autopilot is a hands-on driver assistance system that is intended to be used only with a fully attentive driver. It does not turn a Tesla into a self-driving car, nor does it make a car autonomous. Before enabling autopilot, you must agree to keep your hands on the steering wheel at all times and to always maintain control and responsibility for your car. Once engaged, if insufficient torque is applied, autopilot will also deliver an escalating series of visual and audio warnings, reminding you to place your hands on the wheel if insufficient torque is applied. Additionally, the misuse of autopilot is dangerous to other drivers, pedestrians, and anyone near a public roadway. The vehicle is still to be controlled and supervised by the driver, and autopilot is not capable of traveling on streets without an attentive driver. Finally, it is a huge risk for Tesla and other companies attempting to solve fully autonomous driving or even semi-autonomous driving. An incident that occurs due to a lapse in supervision or responsibility by the driver could result in major steps back in the pursuit of autonomy. While regulations in the United States and other countries are already stringent, irresponsible use of any semi-autonomous driving functionality could lead to even more delays in legislation or regulations that ease the restrictions on assisted driving. Sharma will appear in court on July 6, and he said he will plead not guilty. Tesla autopilot abusers need to be held accountable, but how? Tesla autopilot abusers need to be held accountable for their actions. For years, Tesla engineers have worked long and hard to improve autopilot and full self-driving. Hundreds of thousands of hours of work have been put into these driving assistance programs, whether it would be through software, coding, and programming or through other mediums. However, years of hard work, diligence, and improvement can be wiped away from the public's perception in a minute with one foolish, irresponsible, and selfish act that can be derived from an owner's need to show off their car's semi-autonomous functionalities to others. The most recent example of this is with Parma Sharma, a self-proclaimed rich as expletive social media influencer who has spent the last few days sparring with Tesla enthusiasts through his selfish and undeniably dangerous act of jumping in the backseat while his car is operating on autopilot. Sharma has been seen on numerous occasions sitting in the backseat of his car while the vehicle drives itself. It is almost a sure thing that Sharma is using several cheat devices in his Tesla to bypass typical barriers the company has installed to ensure drivers are paying attention. These include a steering wheel sensor, seat sensors, and seatbelt sensors, all of which must be controlled or connected by the driver at the time of autopilot's use. We have seen several companies and some owners use DIY hack devices to bypass these safety thresholds. These are hazardous acts for several reasons, the most important being the lack of appreciation for other human lives. While Tesla fans and enthusiasts are undoubtedly confident in the abilities of autopilot and full self-driving, they will also admit that the use of these suites needs to be used responsibly and as the company describes. Tesla has never indicated that its vehicles can drive themselves, which can be characterized as Level 5 autonomy. The company also indicates that drivers must keep their hands on the steering wheel at all times. There are several safety features that Tesla has installed to ensure that these are recognized by the car's operator. If these safety precautions are not followed, the driver runs the risk of being put in autopilot jail, where they will not have the feature available to them for the remainder of their drive. As previously mentioned, there are cheat devices for all of these safety features, however. This is where Tesla cannot necessarily control what goes on, and law enforcement, in my opinion, is more responsible than the company actually is. It is law enforcement's job to stop this from happening if an officer sees it occurring. Nobody should be able to climb into the backseat of their vehicle while it is driving. At least not until many years of testing are completed, and many miles of fully autonomous functionalities are proven to be accurate and robust enough to handle real-world traffic. The reason Tesla should step in my opinion, and create a list of repeat offenders who have proven themselves to be irresponsible and not trustworthy enough for autopilot and FSD, is because if an accident happens while these influencers or everyday drivers are taking advantage of autopilot's capabilities, Tesla, along with every other company working to develop Level 5 autonomous vehicles, takes a huge step backward. Not only will Tesla feel the most criticism from the media, but it will be poured on as the company is taking no real steps to prevent it from happening. Unbelievably, we in the Tesla community know what the vehicles can and what safety precautions have been installed to prevent these incidents from happening. However, mainstream media outlets do not have an explicit and in-depth understanding of Tesla's capabilities. There is plenty of evidence to suggest that they have no intentions of improving their comprehension of what Tesla does daily. While talking to someone about this subject on Thursday, they highlighted that this isn't Tesla's concern. And while I believe that it really isn't, I don't think that's an acceptable answer to solve all of the abuses going on with the cars. Tesla should take matters into its own hands, and I believe it should because it has done it before. Elon Musk and Tesla decided to expand the FSD beta testing pool recently, but the company also revoked access to some people who have decided that they would not use the functionality properly. Why is this any different in the case of AP/FSD? Just because someone pays for something doesn't mean the company cannot revoke access to it. If you pay for access to play video games online and hack or use abusive language, there are major consequences. Your console can get banned, and you would be required to buy a completely new unit if you ever wish to play online video games again. While unfortunate, Tesla will have to make a stand against those who abuse autopilot, in my opinion. There needs to be heavier consequences by the company simply because an accident caused by abuse or misuse of the functionalities could set the company back several years and put their work to solve Level 5 autonomy in a vacuum. There is entirely too much at stake here to even begin to let people off the hook. I believe that Tesla's actions should follow law enforcement action. When police officers find someone violating the proper use of the system, the normal reckless driving charges should be held up, and there should be increasingly worse consequences for every subsequent offense. Perhaps after the third offense, Tesla could be contacted and could have AP/FSD taken off of the car. There could be a probationary period or a zero-tolerance policy. It would all be up to the company. I believe that this needs to be taken so seriously, and there need to be consequences because of the blatant disregard for other people and their work. The irresponsible use of AP/FSD by childish drivers means that Tesla's hard work is being jeopardized by horrible behavior. While many people don't enjoy driving, it still requires responsibility, and everyone on the road is entrusting you to drive responsibly. It could cost your life or, even worse, someone else's. That's all for today. Do you think autopilot will end up getting disabled? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoy the video, Please drop a like, and if you are new, why not subscribe and turn on the notifications for the channel by pressing the bell icon.